Elias tells me of information that could be of use to us.
The Empyrean is in possession of the Emperor's bow.
The Emperor's bow?
Yes, it is a weapon forged by Heracles.
Oh, please. I heard the same stories you did as a child. There are gods living in the clouds. Titans buried in the rocks.
Listen, I was a disbeliever, just like you are. But the Emperor's bow exists.
I understand there are many Hellenics who put great faith in the myths and the gods. But we in the Hellenic Council do not. They are metaphors, son. Nothing more.
A few weeks ago, I made a video directed at Theo Warner because he was talking about what he considered to be stupid atheists, which was words that he used in the title. As he explained it, though, I think he was just being a little bit hyperbolic in the title. But so anyway, I addressed this video to him. Billsy Bob sees my video, and he makes his own video to address Theo Warner. And Billsy Bob has a little bit more of a caustic style than I do when he's addressing theists, which I don't really have a problem with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But Theo Warner took issue with it and decided to make another video. Actually had an exchange with Billsy Bob and ended up inviting Billsy Bob to a debate. In the video where Theo Warner talks about the debate that he wants to have with Billsy Bob, and in a follow-up video, he talks about anti-intellectualism in New Atheism, and that kind of became a little bit of a topic for a little while. That's the thing, and that's actually the point that I want to address when we're talking in this video about anti-intellectualism. Theo, his thesis was apparently that atheists often are biblical literalists when they're discussing the Bible with theists and trying to disprove the Bible. And he sort of took the position that that's counterproductive, since not all theists are literalists. That's where I have a problem. See, the Bible is a literal story. It's just like it may be like Aesop's fables, where the story is just to illustrate a point, but they are still literal stories, and you can address the plot points in the story, which supposedly illustrate your point, and demonstrate the flaw in those plot points, and the moral ambiguity in the plot points, etc. And that is addressing the non-literal ideas, even though you're approaching it from a literal standpoint. And I think that's what Billsy Bob and most other atheists do when we talk about the literal God character and the Jesus character in the Bible. And when we talk about other aspects of it, like the talking donkey and talking snake, that's addressing, of course, the literal idea of the Bible. But there are theists who are literal, so you can never know which one is which. But the problem really gets down to it when you start to consider that what does a theist mean if he's not talking literally about the Bible? If you're not taking the Bible literally, if it's all supposed to be just allegory, then what significance does it have as a book? What significance does it have as philosophy? The concept that there's a God in heaven doesn't have to be taken literally. I understand that. But if you don't take it literally, what are you saying? And what does it mean to me? If you remove enough of the literalism from it, you are also an atheist. You're basically saying, well, I don't believe that there's a God in heaven, and I don't believe that there's a place that I go after I die. I don't believe there's a human soul. If you're saying, I don't take the Bible literally. So, but you are taking some parts of it literally. You must be. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a theist. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a Christian. It's a literal series of literal ideas. And then you have, of course, you end up with arguments over the minutia, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. You get your Calvinists, you got your Methodists, you got, it all, Wesleyans, it all breaks down into minutia, but at some point, you literally believe that Christ was a real person, or you aren't a Christian. At some point, you literally believe that there is a heaven and a hell, or you're not a Christian. those are Christian ideas. They're literal ideas that are necessary for you to hold to if you're going to call yourself a Christian. So when we're having this debate and we're being what you call anti-intellectual because we're not addressing the fine minutia of the points of the morality, that is an issue that I don't think matters really for most of the ages. We're not theologians. I came to atheism at the age of 12 before I'd read Hume, before I'd read Voltaire, before I'd ever heard of Nietzsche. I was an atheist. I didn't believe in the God story that I was being told at school, and I couldn't think of any other God story that I actually did believe in. I was an atheist at that time. But it doesn't mean that we're immoral, doesn't mean that we're without deeper thoughts. It just means that we're not buying into this theistic idea of how to live our lives. And if you're taking the book and you're trying to either interpret it figuratively or interpret it literally or determine which parts are figurative, which parts are literal, you're just taking your own interpretation and applying it to what is already an established idea. But when we make videos to talk to you, to theists, we can either address one person or we have to address a larger group, which is a variety of ideas. So I don't really think it's fair to talk about anti-intellectualism and atheism as if it means that we don't think about the deeper issues. We do think about the deeper issues. We all do. And we all think about them in our own ways. Some of us think about it by reading Hume and reading Bertrand Russell. Others of us prefer Dawkins and Hitchens. And some of us like to deconstruct the issues and the stories and the ideas in the holy books. Some of us prefer to take a bigger approach. But they're both equally valid approaches. And once you come to the idea that you're not a theist, whatever approach you take is perfectly valid for you. There's no reason to criticize anybody for the approach that they're taking, as long as the approach they're taking is honest for them. So anyway, that's my opinion on it. I look forward to any responses, including video responses. So that's your time.